Hey guys, Breakup Brad here, and in this video I want to tell you about 6 very common secrets that your ex is likely keeping from you. And when I say common, I mean really common. As in, it's 99% likely that your ex is guilty of lying about at least one of these 6 things. Now I'm going to explain what each of these 6 secrets are and why your ex isn't being honest about them. Now before I begin though, let me just clarify one thing. I'm not suggesting that your ex is a bad person or that you should be upset at them for keeping secrets. In fact, all 6 of the common things that your ex will lie about that I'm going to cover in this video are completely natural and understandable. And sometimes they happen subconsciously, so your ex won't even realize that they are keeping secrets from you. So I don't think it's fair to be angry at your ex for hiding any of these things from you, and I think most of us would do the same thing if the roles were reversed. But let's get into the first thing that your ex is hiding from you. Secret number 1, they're not confident about the decision to break up. So just because your ex decided that they wanted to break up with you doesn't mean that they're certain that they've made the right decision. If you've ever dumped somebody, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. It's definitely not an easy decision, and there's almost no chance that your ex is 100% confident that breaking up was the right call. You know, they might have weighed the pros and cons many times before they actually broke the news to you, and they decided that going your separate ways was the right thing to do. But that definitely doesn't mean that they're sure about that decision. In 90% of situations, your ex is going to be secretly hiding their own anxieties about breaking up. You know, was it the right decision? Will they live to regret it down the road? Will they ever be able to find someone like you again? Simply put, your ex is going to be worried, at least on some level, that they've made the wrong choice by breaking up. Now, they likely won't admit it to you, and they may sound 100% certain that the breakup is final, but usually they're still internally conflicted, at least to some extent. Now, you can take my free quiz to get a better idea of how final your ex's decision to break up with you really is. The quiz will basically just take your answers and analyze them to determine your chances of ever winning them back. It's completely free. Just go to breakupbrad.com/quiz once this video's over. Secret number 2, your ex wasn't fully honest when they told you why they wanted to break up. Now guys, I've covered this in previous videos already, but it's a very common thing for an ex to lie about why they wanted to break up, or at the very least only tell you part of the truth. See, most of the time your ex will give you some generic reasons why they wanted to break up. You know, things like, I'm just too busy with school for a serious relationship, or I just need some time to decide what I want, or you know, we don't share any common interests anymore. Typically, these things will actually really just be a small part of their decision, or even maybe a flat-out lie. See, your ex is going to feel like they need to give you some kind of explanation as to why the relationship has to end. But they also don't want to hurt your feelings by, telling you the full truth. So for example, maybe they're not as attracted to you anymore because you recently gained some weight. Or maybe they found somebody new that they're falling for. Do you really think that your ex is going to tell you that kind of thing, knowing how much it's going to hurt your feelings? So instead, they'll come up with some kind of, reason that's less hurtful, like the classic old, it's not you, it's me excuse. So what does this mean for you, knowing that your ex probably lied or withheld part of the truth? Well, it honestly just means that you should be skeptical about your ex's explanation for the breakup and avoid becoming overly fixated on whatever your ex said were the reasons that they wanted to end things. Secret number 3, your ex is scared that you'll move on quickly. Now, your ex will never admit this, but it's very likely that they don't want you to move on and get over the breakup too quickly. Now, sometimes, again, this can be a subconscious feeling in the back of their mind, but it's natural for most people to want their ex to stick around and be available as a, kind of a backup plan in case they decide later that breaking up was too painful or it's just the wrong decision for them. So if it looks like you're moving on quickly from the breakup, your ex is going to fear that their backup plan is kind of slipping away and that the breakup might become permanent. And as I already mentioned, your ex probably isn't still fully sure that breaking up was the right choice. So this is why it's so important to give the impression that you're moving on from the breakup and you're thriving without your ex around. By making them think, that you're getting over them and that you're quickly moving on with life, they're going to be under real pressure to decide if they're willing to let you go forever or whether they should, take you back while the option's still available. Secret number 4, your ex feels guilty for hurting you. Now, this one's pretty simple, right? Unless your relationship with this person was so toxic and so broken that they really truly hate your guts, then your ex will feel bad that they had to hurt your feelings. They know how painful being dumped can be, and they probably still care about you to some extent, so breaking your heart is going to make them feel very guilty. In fact, breaking up with you was probably one of the most difficult things they've ever done. Secret number 5, at times your ex probably misses you and wishes they could have you back. So as I've already explained, breaking up is hard for both people involved. Your ex being the one to initiate the breakup doesn't really mean that they're going to be any less heartbroken than you are, really. And in fact, actually, sometimes the heartache can be even worse for the dumper than for the person being dumped. So that means that your ex isn't going to have an easy ride after the breakup. They're going to cry, they're going to feel lonely like you are, and they're going to miss you like crazy, especially in the first few weeks after breaking up. And there's definitely going to be times where your ex desperately wishes that they could make all that pain go away just by calling you up and taking you back. And honestly, there will be some times where they question their decision to end things with you. And there's also going to be times where they want nothing more than to be in your arms again. Now, often your ex is going to be able to overpower those emotions with logic. You know, they'll think back to the underlying problems and reasons that led to them wanting to break up, and they'll resist that urge to call you and take you back by reminding themselves, you know, that what they've done by breaking up was the right thing to do. Your ex's friends and their family are also probably going to try and talk them out of taking you back, and they're going to remind them of all the reasons that they wanted to break up with you in the first place. But one of the key components of my X Factor program is actually designed specifically to make your ex forget about those logical reasons for breaking up and start to miss you so badly that they simply can't help but ask to take you back. Now, if you want to watch my full tutorial video at breakupbrad.com, you can learn some of those specific techniques that you need to use to overcome your ex's logic and make them, you know, kind of desperate to have you back again. Again, you can learn more about that in the free video on my website, breakupbrad.com. And finally, secret number 6, your ex is very curious about what you've been up to since the breakup. So if you do take my advice and you employ a period of no contact, then your ex is going to quickly lose touch with what's happening in your life. You know, they'll know basically nothing about what you've been doing since the breakup, and that's going to make them very curious. So, you know, they'll be wondering how much heartache you're feeling, whether you've started to move on, even whether you've been seeing anyone new. And in fact, at some point during no contact, your ex is probably going to reach out just to see how you're doing and ask why you've suddenly stopped reaching out to them. Now, they'll also probably stalk you on social media, and they might ask mutual friends about you as well. But the less they know about your life since the breakup, the more curious they're going to be. So my advice, at least if you're trying to get back together, is to take advantage of your ex's curiosity. You know, don't give them any details unless you have to. Just keep them guessing. And if you're feeling especially devious, you can even drop hints that suggest you might be dating again. So for example, you could mention casually that you took a friend to dinner last night, but not tell your ex who the friend was or whether it was really a date. Any sense of mystery and intrigue like that is definitely going to help your cause and is going to give your ex a reason to contact you, or at least to agree to hang out in person with you when you propose it. Okay, folks, that's my 6 secrets, my top 6 secrets, in fact, that your ex is hiding from you. Please visit breakupbrad.com/coaching if you need my personal help getting your ex back or getting over your breakup. I promise you guys, my one-on-one coaching service is way more affordable than you think, and it will give you ongoing advice to ensure you maximize your chances of getting back together. Again, details and a link to sign up are at breakupbrad.com/coaching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. Thank you for sharing my videos. You guys are awesome, and I will see you in my next one.